For sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Chris, Joel, for doing this. Super excited, and that was really great talks. Um, I guess I can share my screen. I have a few slides. Yes, everyone can see this. Cool. So, oh, yeah, cool. So, over the past year right now, I've been like a kind of guinea pig of personal tokens where I've tried as many use cases as I could. And actually in crypto and especially the Ethereum application layer, I've tried everything on primitives and built projects around it like NFT, DeFi, and NFT. Sorry, NFT, DeFi. What's the third one? Um, NFT, DeFi, personal tokens, and okay, I forgot the other one. Yeah, DAOs, of course. Sorry. Yeah, so actually, the reason why I came, so I'm gonna just discuss this in 4 stages. And so the stage 0 was literally my entry to the crypto space, which was Peter Pan, which is the similar of Metacartel, which is a DAO that invests in like Ethereum projects. Literally, I was just nobody, just tweeting. And I said one day, oh, I want to go to Berlin Blockchain Week, but I can't really afford it. And so this really nice randomer at the time on Twitter that did not know me sent me 1.5 thousand US dollars so that I could fly to Berlin and really meet like all the crypto people. And this completely started my career. And so personal tokens literally is why I'm here today in the first place. And so what he did is that Peter Pan is a genius person who is 19-year-old. So he doesn't have that much money. And so what he told me is like, okay, I'm gonna tokenize your debt. It's gonna be backed by your reputation. We're gonna mint 1,500 tokens, all worth one DAI. And in 1 year, you're gonna pay 10%. And so you're gonna have to give 1.10 DAI per token holders, like pro rata. And I was like, sure, that sounds great. And I'm sure I can, totally repay this in a year. And I've repaid this like way before the 1 year mark. And this was just so cool. And so what happened then is that Roll, which was at the time, because sorry, Chris, like Me Tokens wasn't out then, Roll basically told me, well, you're one of the first people ever to do this. That's literally our business. So do you want to take this further, more seriously, and mint your own SALEX tokens? And I was like, sure. And so unlike Me Token and other solutions, Roll doesn't have any market mechanics. There's no bonding curves. They just mint you a ERC20. There's a few Web2 elements so that my friends or my parents can use it, but really they just give you a ERC20. That's it, and there's just 10 million. They give liquidity on Uniswap as like a skin in the game aspect, so that they are invested in my future and the future of my personal token. And the initial purpose was buy an hour of my time, or I have like a few thousand followers on Twitter, so if you want to tweet about your project, more happy than tweet about it in like my style, so it does feel natural. So basically advertising. But to be honest, these two elements, I almost never got to do any of them. People were not really interested. In crypto, you can reach out to many people. Like my time that valuable, especially at the time where not many people me? Not really. I wasn't really in a position, but that was the start of this. And the way Roll works is that there's a vesting mechanism. So like every month I receive 200,000 SALEX. And so that way the momentum that I build is correlated to the number of circulating supply in the market, so that at the time it was fine if this didn't work out because the market wasn't flooded with tokens. And so I could safely make my way in. And so, yeah, just didn't really work out. At the time, 25,000 SALEX was 1 ETH. Right now, I believe it's way, way more. But this is fine. I just did other projects. And basically, March happened and the COVID-19 crisis happened. And I got cut a contract. And I thought, well, I really want to do a startup. I don't want to do a full-time job that I'm not passionate about, and I want to maximize my potential and working on really the most important thing ever, which is starting a company, which is my goal since day one and why I joined crypto in the first place. And so having this coronavirus thing, getting my contract, getting like one revenue source being cut away from me, I was a week away of speaking in a conference, main stage in Paris, around personal tokens. And so this is where I thought to myself, well, why not literally go for it and announce it main stage? I am going to, do an ISA, income sharing agreement, where I get $20,000 up front, and then I give 15% of my income dispersed quarterly for the next 3 years. And it went well, but at the time I was so scared because $20,000 is a big sum, and I didn't know there would be that much enthusiasm around it. But it went really well, and so in 5 days it sold. And then some people like starting doing their own as well, like Herman, which is in a similar profile as me, which is like a young founder in crypto. He does like a newsletter, so he has also some content thing, and he's a quite public person like I am. And so yeah, I kept it at 100K. So they can at most 5x ROI. And so the kind of mechanics around it is that it's not really philanthropy, because you are getting some multiples and hopefully like your money back. But it is also with a profit motive. So it's kind of both ways. And the people who invested in my tokens include MetaMask, project lead, and a few like others, awesome people in the space. And yeah, it's great. And so the criticism that I had with this was that there is no enforcement mechanism. And this is entirely true. And I said it multiple times. This is extremely experimental, extremely risky. It's just that we do not have any legal template for doing such things. And I thought that $20,000 was a really reasonable amount to start with. And Kemen did so as well. I am outside of US jurisdiction, so I should be okay. And this is the only thing with income claims I have ever done. So there was loads of talks about legal aspects, but it should be okay. We can talk about this later, but this is fine. And so basically after, I decided to continue because this seemed like people were excited about personal tokens. And I was like, well, I should just play with it now, because my ISA involves like 1 million token, but the max supply is 10 million. So I had 9 million tokens tradable on Uniswap to play with. And so I did many products with many teams. So the most successful recent one was voting on my life. So I called it like control my life. It's a kind of cheeky way, but really people are not really controlling my life. They're just advising on my daily habits that I should do. And so this was built by Austin Griffiths, which is a really awesome developer in crypto, where people could just basically sign and advise me on my life. And I thought that since they are skin in the game, in my future, by holding SALEX token, they would probably be incentivized to vote into what's best for me. And so this worked out really well in terms of media. But I would say that people just do this experiment more like as a funny aspect. I guess not like Mike, where his shareholders are really incentivized and more serious. This was more like a joke. I think people voted on me running 5 kilometers every day, which I am still doing to this day, all during the month of July. This is really cool. Like I'm getting really healthy, but it just feels like personal token holders of mine just went they optimized for pain. This was the most painful thing out of the 4 choices. So it was just like a joke, but it's funny to see how people react and vote. And so then I did a monthly update where, since you are incentivized in my future, because I will continue doing experiments with the SALEX token, I have an income sharing agreement. So I have some people to satisfy with some returns. I did a monthly update. Like if you are interested, like maybe you would be interested in like every month, I just write about what I did this month, what I will do next, and some kind of personal things that I would not say publicly. And then I did a chat room as well with Abridged. I think James Young is in the audience right now. And this was really cool because it's a Telegram bot that lets you log into MetaMask, prove with a signature that you own SALEX token. You don't pay any gas fees. It's free if you have SALEX tokens. And you are in a chat room that I believe has no negativity or anything, because all the people here own SALEX tokens. So this is really funny. And then Roll as a product where I can give away SALEX tokens. And so one use case I've done is that I've done AMA where people ask me questions. I reward them with SALEX tokens for asking me questions. And people are basically incentivized to come to these AMAs, and they were really successful. So I think the overarching theme of my token experiments is that people buy Alex token to buy into my future potential, but that's too vague. Really, I think they are buying into future perceived community potential, meaning that even if I don't really succeed as a founder, if I succeed in being a public person and more people knows about it, and more people invest in it, then it's a win for them regardless. So it's more of a, am I getting more popular, which isn't the exact same incentivization as am I really getting successful into my metrics, but it's still very helpful. And yeah, actually, so recently I've seen some pump and dump mechanics with my tokens where I think an exchange listed me and my token price went to like $400,000. So I don't have really much control on my token price. That's like just a detail. And I think that the future of the space is really, really fascinating. I think we don't really link those two concepts together, but Zora and Foundation are definitely and should be considered as personal tokens. It's the same bath of ideas where, you know, I was really criticized for the legal part because my $20,000 is an income claim, and this has some security aspects in the US jurisdictions. And so one clever way that Zora and Foundation basically went away with this is that they said, we are going to actually do a bonding curve on the artist's utility products. And another good thing for consumers is that people don't really understand how Bitcoin and Ethereum works in terms of token economics, but they do understand how Yeezys and fashion and hype work. And so it's really easy to understand bonding curves that way. And so this is really cool. And I think Zora just hired Kerman, which he publicized about. And so I'm sure that these two companies are great in the space. And of course, Meat Tokens is great because you can issue a bonding curve. In my case, it wasn't a bonding curve, it's Uniswap. But since when you issue it, no one has Alex tokens, naturally it just becomes a bonding curve as well, because people buy the Alex token and it just goes up. And so at least as long as most of the tokens are on Uniswap and people want to buy Alex, it's almost the same as a bonding curve. Like the price is just, yeah, like it acts as just like a standard token. So yeah, I think I can talk more about like my philosophy or other things, but this is kind of the end, I guess. And yeah, like happy to answer any questions. And that's it.
All right, thanks so much, Alex. I think what we'll do is, well, we have one question. What's next for you? So kind of already went into that, but yeah, what are your next steps?
So actually, after my Alex experience, many investors who knew that I was going to be a founder told me, you know, you should do a personal token startup because you have an edge. Being your first example, you could bootstrap your product by using your own token. But what I did is, so I'm not sure whether I will found a company in that space because it either falls into security and then legal aspect, like maybe like CoinList for personal tokens, or like more like Zora Foundation going through like art and utility. And so I'm still not sure, but this could be one thing. So I could found a startup maybe later. And then another is that there's gonna be some more Alex products being released soon. Yeah, like I can drop like exclusive things like maybe liquidity mining with Alex, or maybe I will drop a t-shirt being paid out in Alex tokens only. So I will make sure that I will keep experiments like giving more utility to the Alex token.